Good afternoon. I'd like to thank you. I'd like to give a thank you to our host, K&L Gates, for the signing ceremony. VoicePlate has the pleasure of working with Robert Fader. K&L Gates is an international law firm with more than 2,000 lawyers who practice in 47 offices spanning 5 continents. Again, Robert, thank you for letting us be your guest today.
It's our pleasure. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, today is March 8th, 2013, and we are here to introduce our newest VoicePlate Board of Director, Robert M. Hertzberg. My name is Joseph F. Montes, and I am the President and also a board member of VoicePlate. But before I give my standing homage to Robert Hertzberg and his many accomplishments, I wanted to share a quick story with you. So there was a man who went into a cave. The man knew it was going to be a very long and hard journey. It was 5 years long. That journey required resolve, hard work, vision, and true grit. That journey is of a real estate developer that was able to close 5,000 parcels of land from 5,000 different people. When he finally came out of the cave, he completed the largest development in the United States, also known as the city of Chatsworth, California. And that man is our CEO, Joseph J. Fahmy. That experience demonstrated that Joe starts a project and takes it to the finish line. It is an honor and a pleasure that I now highlight some of the benchmarks of our new board member, Robert Hertzberg. Robert Miles Hertzberg was born in Los Angeles. He graduated from Palm Springs High School and graduated magna cum laude from University of Redlands. He then went on to University of California Hastings College of Law, graduated in 1979 and started the practice of law in 1979. He was twice unanimously elected as the Speaker of the Assembly in the California State Assembly, whilst representing 400,000 residents in the San Fernando Valley. The nonpartisan California Journal rated Bob Hertzberg as the member in the Assembly who is the most successful coalition builder for working the hardest and having serious brain wattage. You can tell by the size of his head.
Stomach.
Bob has been an advisor to political heavyweights in all facets of government. They all take his counsel very seriously. The list goes on and on and on in his accomplishments, and he truly is in high demand. So here is a man who puts partisan interest aside, digs deep, rolls up his sleeve, and gets things done. And here's a man who goes into a dark cave like Joe Fahmy and eventually comes out on the other side of the cave. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great aplomb that I present to you our newest board member, Robert M. Hertzberg.
Thank you, Joe. And Joe, it's really an honor to be included as part of the team. It's good to meet a number of the brain trust around the room, whether they're behind the company or on the front lines, marketing it or writing the code or designing the logo, which I like a lot, by the way. It's really, really good. I really do appreciate it very, very much. And to the other directors who I'll have an opportunity to meet, this is a big deal. We're going to make it a big deal. And let me just paint a little bit of context a little here, because I think it's really important to understand the market and where we are in the big picture. When Bill Clinton was elected president, doesn't seem like very long ago for guys my age anyway, there were 150 websites on the planet. 150 websites. In 1996, when I got elected to the legislature, YouTube was only a couple months old. hadn't really expanded, it just had been incorporated. Google was 2.5 years away from its incorporation. Just to give you some context of the order of magnitude of the rate of change. When Obama was sworn in as President of the United States, there were only 70 million websites that existed. And by the time Jerry Brown got elected governor for the second time in 2010, Instagram was just starting out. So we're living in a world where the rate of change and the market expansion is extraordinary. When Obama was just sworn in, just recently, we were up to 634 million websites, with 51 million new websites just in the year of 2012. And so, and of that, there's 500, I don't need domain names, but the point is that the market is exploding. That folks all around the world of all ages are engaged in this technology, whether it's in the basics that every company has to have with respect to a website, whether it's the social media, all of the integration that the vision of VoicePlate embodies. And so when we look at this growth, it's only the beginning in terms of this rate of change. And when you look to new companies and new ideas, yes, it's the management, the creativity, and the elegance of all of that. But the market is exploding, and when you have ideas that on the surface seem like they're simple ideas, those are the ideas that win. Those are the ideas that, as I've experienced and been involved in a number of technology companies over this time, over the last number of years, that win. And I think that the underlying framework, the fundamentals of what this company has in terms of how it's been developing, what its intentions, how it's been able to market, what its basic premises, and Joe's underlying idea from the cave after those 5,000 pieces of real estate. I can't imagine what that was like. And Eric Schmidt, has this great quote, which I want to just end this with, which I think is so critical in terms of understanding the context. He says, from the dawn of civilization until 2003, humankind generated 5 exabytes. Now, I have no idea what an exabyte is. Some of you techies might know what an exabyte is, but it's probably pretty big, of data. Now we produce 5 exabytes of data every 2 days, and the pace is accelerating. That is just the beginning in terms of, you look at what the number of hits are. You see the Library of Congress, starting in 2010, is starting to maintain all the Twitter activity, and it can't keep up with what's going on. And this is why, when you've got really innovative and creative folks like the team that we have at VoicePlate, that when you have this kind of stuff, this is the stuff that wins. The tenacity that Joe showed, the elegance in terms of art and design, and the simple ideas that people in a world when there's so much competition can be able to succeed. So it is therein lies that I see the reason to join, and I do have a lot of opportunities to do a lot of stuff, Joe. And this is it's a great thing, and it's really got a lot of potential, and I'm just excited at the innovation, I'm excited at the creativity, and I'm excited at the simplicity of the idea. So again, I thank you to all the employees, to all the folks that are part of the larger team, to the Joes, thank you for including me in this. Mr. Repo, where's Repo? He's right over there, so in the back. Thank you very, very much, and happy to answer any questions.
You've had such a wonderful career in law, politics, and business, and I'm just wondering, what's next on your political horizon?
Can I tell you something, and this will sound a little philosophical, but I think it's important, particularly given the nature of this company, the vision of it, and the like. We all have an obligation. We all come from all different parts of the world. Democracy demands all of us to continue to make it work somehow. There have been different times in history where what that constituted made that work. Today, the challenge is, because of this rate of change, is extraordinary. Since I've left government, I have literally, not on a day, not been engaged in the process through California Forward, through Think Long. I've done 6 initiatives, open primary, redistricting right now through the Think Long Committee. I'm deeply engaged with figuring out how to reform the initiative process to make it work better. All of the quiet and exciting stuff that give the mechanics for entrepreneurial endeavors like this to work. So, I don't know, stay tuned. It could be something big. I spend more time here. All I know is I'm going to be in the idea world and make it happen. So whatever that looks like, we'll see.
I saw a hand from Mr. Chu.
Yeah, you talked about idea and vision in your opening. I'm just wondering, what is your short-term vision for VoicePlate, and if you have any ideas about
Execute
long-term?
the fundamentals. Business is about good management. Business is about excellent products, and just stay in the cave and buy a piece of property at a time. It's the fundamentals. And in my judgment, what happens is there's so many people in this space, in all this technology space, that are smart people, that are innovative creators, that are entrepreneurs, that got some interesting ideas. But it takes all of the elements in order to make a successful company.
What types of challenges do you see for VoicePlate in an ever-changing technological world?
Well, I think you answered the question. It's an ever-changing technological world, the average. I think your biggest challenge is not moving quick enough and trusting your gut. Because that's all you got. You know what I mean? I happen to have more of it than you do. But that's what you do with these kinds of businesses, in my judgment, and roll. And I find that people that don't hesitate like that have basic fundamentals of what you got at every kind of, when you look through the tick list of what your company has, our company has, it's really strong. And so we've just got to roll. We've got to roll. Speed to market is everything.
And Joe Fammy, do you have a question for?
No, I just wanted to, you had me at the first hug.
Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for being here. The magnitude of putting Robert Hertzberg on our board is tremendous for us. He joined. Thank you very much for being here, and you'll be reading about us as the days and the months go on. Thank you very much. Of course, we need to